you doing? Where you at?
Up, me. I'm right here, you know.
Word. You going out tonight?
Yeah, maybe NASA or something.
Word?
Yeah.
You on the list?
Probably. That sneaking, you know what I'm saying? I need some female.
That's a typical moment from our next film, Kids. And ever since this film played earlier this year at the Sundance and Cannes film festivals, it's been one of the hottest topics of conversation in the film industry. Kids, directed by Larry Clark, follows a group of young teenagers around Manhattan during one day and night during which their lives are basically devoted to four things: sex, drinking, drugs, and hanging out with their friends. It's a deeply shocking and disturbing film which feels absolutely authentic in its portrait of these kids who have been bankrupted by their backgrounds to the point where they really have no interest at all except immediate turn-ons and distractions.
So that's your new girl, huh?
I hope so for now.
You like him kind of young, right? Baby.
I like him new, not like you.
That's Leo Fitzpatrick as Telly, the central character, in a very strong performance. He is not likable, but he is all too real. The movie was written by a 19-year-old named Harmony Korine, who has such a good ear for dialogue that a scene like this, where every word was written, plays as if it's a documentary.
Telly says, what's up? You didn't want to speak to me that. You still mad at him? Of course I am. How am I going to forgive him after what he did? Well, what did he do? He stole her virginity. He took it away, and now it's gone forever.
Chloe Sevigny plays Jenny, one of the girls in the movie, who's had sex with Telly and now goes looking for him at an all-night party.
What are you up with Telly for? That guy's got nothing.
Where is he?
Well, don't look for him. He's doing fine. Got a girl.
The movie paints a tragic picture of mindless, aimless, violent, and destructive behavior. At the same time, it carries a message that wouldn't get across in a more compromised film. One of these kids is HIV positive, and he's spreading the virus around, and by living only for today, all of these kids are running the chance of losing all of their tomorrows. In its raw dialogue, in its total realism, in its shocking sex scenes, in its unblinking portrait of lives out of control, Kids is in the tradition of the late John Cassavetes in his harrowing slices of life.
Well, you know, you've tried, Roger, but I don't think you've even communicated to people just how rough a picture this is. Well, obviously, we can't show them the scenes of explicit sexual behavior, we'll put it that way, and the practices of some of these kids. For example, Telly, his specialty is deflowering virgin, but maybe 13 years old, 13-year-old virgins, and we see that. You want to pound this kid. You also want to ask, as you watch this picture, where are the parents? We see one parent in the entire film, and of course that's where a lot of this starts. It is shocking, and I'll tell you, it had such an impact on me that the pictures I saw later in the day, I saw 4 in that day, the next 3 I thought, you know what, I watch a lot of made-up cornball stuff because this picture had an energy to it, and if it's not realism, it's hyper-realism, then that said, you know what, I ought to be seeing more pictures at this level. This is, to call it a docudrama is too kind. It's more real than that.
A lot of the initial reactions to this film by people who just saw it at the 2 film festivals were interesting because they related to it as if somehow it was a documentary. They didn't believe that those were actors and that was dialogue. It has an authenticity to it.
Yes, it does.
Depressing, grim, difficult, painful authenticity that just kind of blows a lot of other fiction films out of the water.
I think that this picture should be seen by older teenagers, and so, you know, 16 and up, I'd have them see the picture.
It's got a very powerful and thought-provoking message.
It's a serious film. It's not exploitation. Coming up next...